Okay, welcome to this video. This video is all about solving questions on percentages in more smarter way, right? In few examples, we may go in traditional methods as well, just to understand the story behind this. So we'll see questions from basic to moderate to advanced level also, right? So let us move ahead and let us make it quickly, because to have concept videos you can always go and watch our concept video, right? So let's solve these questions. What percent of 120 is 90? What percent of 120 is 90? Right? So let us understand it. What percent of 120 of 120? So of 120 we are given 90. So of 100, what should be this? Right? What is percent? Percent is per 100. Per 120 we are given 90. Per 100, what will be the amount? So 100 into 90 upon 120. So this would be 0, 0, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 25. 25 into 3 is 75%. So this is 75%. Or we can also do this like 90 upon 120, right? So for 120 of 120, this is what percent, right? So this goes out, this goes out. This is 3 by 4, and 3 by 4 is nothing but 75%. This is nothing but 75%. Fraction to percentage conversion, guys, right? Very much important. Let's move on. This was very basic question to start with. So what fraction is equivalent to 0.6%? So 0.6% is nothing but 0.6 upon 100, right? So this is what 0.6%. So this can be written as, so as we have two zeros here, and this is one decimal point after one digit, so we'll multiply this with 10. So we have to multiply this with also 10. So this becomes 6 upon 1000, right? So this is nothing but 3 upon 500. 3 upon 500. So this is our answer. So this is also one of the basic questions, just to warm up. What percent of 12 is 84? What percent of 12 is 84? Don't get confused, guys. This is what percent of 12 is 84. Of 100, what should be this, right? So this is into 7, so this will also be into 7, so this must be 700. So for 100 it is 700, so 700%, right? So this is 700%, right? Pretty much simple. Don't get confused. Just see, off is your base. Off will always be your base. So for 12, 84, right? Like this. Let's move on. X percent of y plus y percent of x is equal to what, right? So by seeing options we have to see. So x percent of y plus y percent of x, right, is nothing but xy upon 100 plus xy upon 100, right? This is also xy upon 100, this is also xy upon 100. So this becomes 2xy upon 100. So this can be written as 2 upon 100 into xy. So this is nothing but 2% of xy according to our options. This is nothing but 2% of xy. So this is this, right? So just understand this traditional approach, right? Let's move ahead. If the salary of a person is first increased by 15% and then decreased by 12%, what is the percent change in his salary? So let's see. The salary of a person, let's take the salary as 100. So let's say this is his initial salary is 100. This is got increased by 15% first. So if 100 is increased by 15%, it becomes 115, and then decreased by 12%. Then decreased by 12%. This is decreased by 12%. So what is 12% of this? 12% of this is nothing but, this is 11.5 is 10%. 2% will be 2.3. right? 2.3. So this becomes 8 and this would be 13.8. So we have to reduce 13.8 from this. So this will become 101.2, right? 101.2. So the initial salary was 100, now it has become, finally becomes 101.2. So it has got increased by 1.2. For 100 increase is 1.2. So 1.2% is the increase. I hope you got this, right? This could have also be solved with the formula successive discount. A plus B plus AB upon 100 is equal to net percent change. Net percent change. So here we have 15% increase first and then 12% decrease. So 15 into 12 upon 100. So this becomes 3, and so this is minus 12. This is minus 12. So this is 4, 3 and sorry. This is 4, 3 and this is 425. This is 5, 3 and this is 5, 5. Right, so this becomes 3 into minus 3, that is 3. So minus 9 upon 5, that is 5, 1.4, minus 1.4. So 3, sorry, minus 1.8. So 3 minus 1.8 is equal to 1.2, right? 1.2 is the net increase, right? But I would suggest you to go with this, right? This is formula we should know, but I would recommend you to go with this only, right? This is going to save our time. Just learn, understand these calculation quickly. Let's move ahead. The price of a petrol is increased by 10%. By how much percent a person should reduce its consumption so as not to increase his expenditure, right? So whenever we get the problem like this, right, not to increase or expenditure should remain same, the direct formula for this is percent change upon 100 plus or minus percent change into 100, and this is going to give us the price increase or price decrease if the expenditure remains same. So the price petrol is increased by 10%, so percentage is 10, right? Percent and 100, as this is increased, so we have to add this, right? If it would have been decreased, we have to decrease or subtract this from 100 into 100. So this is nothing but 10 upon 110 into 100. This 0 goes out, this 0 goes out. So this is nothing but 100 upon 11, which happens to be 9.09%. 9 point, or this is the option 100 by 11%, right? Hope you are getting this point. Go revise and try to understand this logic and questions, right? Note it down also. If the radius of a circle is increased by 4%, by what percent its area will increase, right? So let's have this first. If 100 pi becomes 120 pi, right, what is percent increase? Is 20%, right? So let's see, if the radius of circle is increased by 4%, so we'll assume the radius such that the area of circle is pi r square, right? So we'll assume radius as 10, so 10 square will be 100, right? So this will give us good idea. So this would be 10 square, pi into 10 square, that is 100 pi. Let's say this is original area. Now this radius got increased by 4%, so this has become 10.4. This is new radius. What would be the new area? New area would be pi into 10.4 square, right? So this will become 104 square would be 10816, right? And as we have to put the dot here, right? If you don't know how to calculate squares, check my video on shortcut tricks, right, on calculating squares, right? So this is this part. So original was 100 pi, now has got become 108.16 pi. So that got increased by 8.16. This is what the increase, right? It was originally 100 pi, now it is 108.16 pi. So this is increment. This is what percentage, right? Hope you understand. The population of a town increases 5% annually if its present population is 84,000. What will be the population after 2 years time, right? Pretty much simple, guys. Let's go with this only. 84,000 is the original population, right? Got increased by 5% in the first year. So 10% of this is 8400. So 5% will be 4200. This would become 88,200, right? This again in the second year got increased by 5%, right? So this has got 5% increment. So this will be 4410, right? 4410. So this will become 016, and this is 2 and this is 9, 92,600, right? So 5% on this increment for the first year, that is 4200. Again, for the after first year the population would become 88200. So in the second year it is also going to increase by 5%, that is 4410, this 5% of this value, right? So finally it would become 92,600, right? Just a simple story. Go along the story, right? No need to think beyond any limit. Let's move ahead. Ram loses 20% of his pocket money. Ram loses 20% of his pocket money. So what is remaining is 80%. After spending 25% of the remainder, rupees 480 were left. What was his pocket money? So let's see. Let's Ram have 100 rupees as his pocket money, right? After and he loses 20%. So he loses 20%. That is, he loses 20 rupees. So 20 rupees are lost. What is remaining? Remaining is 80. This is remainder, right? After spending 25% of the remainder, right? 25% of the remainder, that is 1/4. 25% is nothing but 1/4. To spent is 1/4 of this, that is 16, right? 20. 20 is spent. 20 is spent. So what is remaining now? What is remaining in this case? Remainder is 80 minus 20, 60. Remainder is 60, right? So if his pocket money is rupees 100, he losing 20%, right? So remainder is 80, and after spending 25% of the remainder, that is 25% of 80, that means he spent 20, the remainder with him is 60, right? What is given to us in the question? That he left with 480 rupees. So this value is equivalent to 480, right? What is question is asked? What was his pocket money, right? The pocket money will be this, right? So cross multiplication, or you can see 660 into 8. So this will be into 8. So 800 will be my answer. 800 is the answer, right? Whatever would have been asked, if the question would have been how much he lost, you just have to make it like this. For 60, 480, for 20, how much? If remainder would have been asked, for spent would have been asked, for 60, 480, for 20, how much? That's how it is. Things are pretty much simple, guys, right? Try to understand, go rewind this, check it again, but try to understand the basic concepts. Let's move ahead. To pass an examination, a candidate must get 60% marks. If he gets 120 marks and fails by 60 marks, find the total marks of the examination. Let's do this. To pass an examination, a candidate must get 60% marks. So let's say the total marks are 100, right? And if he's getting 60 is the passing marks. This is passing marks. If he gets 120 marks and fails by 60 marks, so what was the passing marks needed? That he got 120 but fails by 60 marks. So another 60 marks were needed to pass the examination. That is 180 was the passing marks, right? So if 100 is the total marks, passing marks are 60%, that is 60, right? And in this case, he gets 180. He required 180 to pass, right? So what should be the total? What should be the total? So this is got multiplied by 3. So this will also get multiplied by 3. So this will be 300, right? Cross multiplication. I hope you're getting this. He got 120 marks but failed by 60. So we have to add up the 60 into 120. I hope you're getting this. Let's move ahead. In a certain mathematics examination, there were 2000 students. 2000 students, out of which 900 were boys and the rest were girls. If so, let's see 2000 students and 900 are boys, so 1100 are girls, right? These are girls and these are boys. If 32% of the boys and 38% of the girls passed, find the total percentage of failed students. So let's see, 32% of the boys are passed. That means how many failed? Failed are 68%. And here failed girls are 62%, right? So find the total percentage of failed students, right? You can do this with allegation also. You can do with this allegation also, right? Rather than or else we'll see. If 68% of the boys are failed, so failed boys are 68% of this, right? So what is 70%? 630, right? Minus 2% will give us 68%. To 2% of this is 18. So this becomes 612. 612 boys are failed, right? What is 62% of this? We have to calculate 62% of this. So what is 60%? 60% plus 2%. 60% is 660 plus 2% of this is 22. So that is 682. What is total failed? Total failed are 612 plus 682. 612 plus 682, that becomes 4, and this is 8 plus 1 9, and this is 12 9 14. So for 2000 total boys, 1294 are failed, and we are asked to calculate percentage. What is 100 out of 100? How much, right? So I guess this would be 60 something. So you have to let's see, let's do this calculation here. 100 into 1294 upon 2000, right? So this 0 goes out, this 0 goes out. So 2 6 12 2 4. So I can see only one option, right? So 64.7%, right? I hope you understood this. So there would be another way also to do this, and that is allegation. Let's do this. I'll just erase this for some time. I'll erase some part of this. You can just go behind and pause, and you can check the calculation. But we'll do this with allegation also. Let's try this if we get the answer quickly than this, right? Let's see. So failed boys are 68, failed girls are 62, right? And we are asked to calculate overall fail, which is not given, but ratio of boys to girls is given. Boys are 900 and girls are 1100, so ratio is 9:11, right? 9:11. So let's say overall average is x, right? So your equation would be 68 minus x upon x minus 62 will be equal to 11 by 9. Will be equal to 11 by 9. And solving this, you are going to get 64.7%. Right? You can just try this, right? But try to understand the concept here. Try to, and don't hesitate to solve it. I got some more space to solve it just to make you understand. Otherwise, calculating 68%, 62% is not a difficult task, right? This value is just one step, but I just shown you how to calculate, how to go it, right? 68% is nothing but 70% minus, this is 70% of 900 minus 2%, and that's how 612, and similarly this. So final value, you don't have to solve everything. Even if you get 1294, you will be marking this answer, right, just by dividing 2, right? So practice this. At an election, the candidate who got 56% of the votes cast won by 144 votes. And at an election, the candidate who got 56% of the votes cast won by 144. So find total number of voters in the voting list if 80% of the people cast their vote and there were no invalid votes. So if there are total 100 voters, only 80% have casted their votes, out of which winner got 56%, right? 56%. So remainder must have got 44%, right? So let us take this as 100 for some time, right? Just to this is just 80%. 100 is just 80% of total votes. Remember this. 100 is 80% of total. So if there are 100 votes casted, 56 by winner and loser have got 44, right? So what is difference here? Difference is this is 6 plus 6, 12, right? In this case, winner would be ahead by 12, but here what is given? Winner is ahead by 144. So this 12 gap is equal to 144. So this has got multiplied by 12. So this will also get multiplied by 12. So 1200 is 80% of total. 1200 is 80% of total. So remember, we have not taken this as 80. We have taken this as 100, right, which is 80% of total votes cast. So if total votes are 100, winner would have got 56%, that is 56, and loser 44. So winner in this case is ahead by 12, which is equivalent to 144 as per the question. So this has got multiplied by 12. So this assumed value will also get multiplied by 12, and that is 1200, which is 80% of the total. What is asked? What is asked? Find the total number of voters on the voting list. So this is 80%. What is 100% of this? If 80% is 1200. So 1200 into 100 upon 80, right? So this is 0. This is 8, 1, 8, 15. So 1500 is my answer. I hope you are getting this, right? Try to understand this. 80% people casted their votes only, right? So this 56% is the total vote out of the total votes casted and not the total votes which are on the voting list. I hope you are getting this point, right? Let's move. A batsman scored 110 runs, which included 3 boundaries and 8 sixes. What percent of his total score did he make by running between the? Very easy question. Nothing more than this. A batsman scored 110 runs, which included 3 boundaries. So in 110 runs, this included 3 boundaries, that is 12 runs from boundaries, and 8 sixes, that is 8 into 6, 48, right? So 60 runs have been come through boundaries and sixes only, right? So out of 180, 60 are from boundaries and sixes. What percent of his total score, which is 110, did he make by running between the wickets? So these 50 runs he must have got by running between the wickets, right? So out of 110, 50 runs. Out of 100, how much? This is our percentage, and you can see out of 100 is 50. So out of 100 will be, let's see, 100 into 50 upon 110. So this 0, this 0 goes out. 100 upon 11 is 9.09 into 5 is 45 point something. So let's solve this. 500, because options are closed. 11 4 44 60, 11 5 is this 55, 5 by 11 and 45 and 5 by 11%. I hope you got this, right? Pretty much simple, guys, pretty much simple. In actually exam, you don't have to write everything, right? So you don't have to write this, you just understand in this video. Let's move ahead. Vimal's salary is 75% more than Kamal's salary. 75% more than Kamal's salary. Vimal got a raise of 40% in his salary, while Kamal got a raise of 25% on his salary. By what percent is Vimal's salary more than Kamal's now? Right? Now, let's see. Vimal's salary is 75% more than Kamal's salary. So Vimal and Kamal. So if Kamal is 100, Vimal's salary will be 175. Vimal got a raise of 40% of this. So raise of 40% plus 40% of 175. What is 10%? 17.5. What is 20%? 35. So what is 40%? Is 35 into 2, that is 70. Right? So it's got raise of 70. So this becomes 245. Right? 245. So 40% of this 17.5 is 10%. Right? 20% will be 35. So 40% will be 70. And Kamal got a raise of 25% only. Don't get disappointed for him. This is just an example. So this is 125. Right? 125. Now, by what percent is Vimal's salary more than Kamal's salary? So let's see. What is increment here? What is increment? 0, 2 and 120. Right? So it is ahead by 120. So, and what is asked? By what percent is Vimal's salary more than Kamal's? So if Kamal's salary is 125, it is increased by 120. Right? 120, what will be out of 100? If you just observe the options, I guess this is 96%. Right? So solve this, you will get 96% only. But by observing the options only, you will get the choice. Right? I hope you are getting this point. I hope you are getting this. Right? Pretty much simple. Let's move ahead. In a survey, it was found that 80% of those surveyed own a car, while 60%. So 80% of those who surveyed owned a car, while 60% of those surveyed own a mobile phone. If 55% own both a car and a mobile phone. So see, in this type of questions, first take the common region. So 55% got both mobile and car, right? So let's say this is car, this is mobile phone. So total car owners are 80%, out of which we have considered in this region as 55%. So what remains is 25. Right? So this is whole car region, which happens to be 80%, and 60% are mobile phone owners. So we have already got 55 in this region of mobile. So we just have to write 5. Right? So 25 plus 5, that is 30. 30 plus 55. 85% people either own mobile phone or car. Right? Mobile phone or car. What is question? What percent of those surveyed own a car or a mobile phone or a both? That's the question. 85%. Yes. So 85% is right. So 15%. So 15% are not having mobile phone or that car also. Right? Hope you're getting. So our answer is 85% here. Let's move on. If the price of petrol is increased by 20%, by what percentage should the consumption be decreased by the consumer if the expenditure on petrol remains unchanged? Same question. Let's see. So we have seen the formula, percent change upon 100 plus or minus percent change into 100, right? If you get these kind of questions, when price is increased, petrol price, rise of price is increased, how much what percentage consumption should be reduced, so that to make the expenditure remain same and everything, like, right? So you just use this formula. So percentage change is 20, right? 100 plus or minus, so percentage is increased, so we have to make it plus 20 into 100. This is nothing but 120 upon 120 into 100, right? This is 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16.66%. This is my answer. Okay, so this is all from my side. Do subscribe this channel. Do subscribe, right? You're going to get, and there are already many useful videos are available on this, right? This will definitely going to help you in cracking aptitude exams in smarter way, right? Thank you so much.